Madeline, thank you so much. And I know if we were all on live, we would all be clapping, going, what a fabulous job you did. So thank you and welcome everybody to What Are They Thinking? And actually, it's a course on a quick little session on quickly uncovering clients' motivation. So welcome. And as I was preparing to meet with you all today, I was thinking through all the different educational opportunities that we have available to us through Keller Williams, right? Through Keller Williams University, through MAPS. And in MAPS, we talk about the three foundational classes. Obviously, BOLD is one of them, career visioning being the next. And the third that completes the trifecta, if you will, is language of sales. Gary says, and by Gary, I mean, of course, Gary Keller says that taking these classes is like going to school and advancing a grade level every single time you take them. So everyone right now, and I can see a handful of you, go ahead and raise your right hand like this, and then reach over your left shoulder and give yourself a pat on the back. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you. Because you could literally be anywhere right now. I mean, come on, it's summer, it's hot out. You could be at the pool. Maybe some of you are at the pool. Maybe you're splashing around and listening to this. You could literally be anywhere, and you chose to be here working on you. And that deserves a pat on the back. Your active participation clearly demonstrates that you are living the bold law. Your business grows to the extent that you do. So let's grow. My name, as Madeline said, is Kara Moll, and I've been a performance coach with MAPS coaching for over 8 years. I'm a master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming and IPEC certified energy leadership coach. I'm certified in EQ, which is emotional intelligence, understanding and reading behavior. And I've had the honor and privilege, oh my gosh, of teaching this language of sales class and actually rewriting it several times for the past 5 years. I'm a bold coach, a head coach. I do a lot of coaching. We'll just put it that way. And yet language of sales was actually the very first course I took when I came to Keller Williams way back when in 2008. I mean, I'm 100% honest when I say this. I've used these principles almost every day since then, and I continually work on them. So that's enough about me. Let's talk about what are they thinking. Now, many of you already know how this works. You've got the chat box. So I'm going to go over it really quickly. Use the chat box at the right when you have a question or when I may ask you to participate. You can also use the raise hand feature. And know at the end, we will have a special Q&A session. This whole webinar should take right around 30 minutes, give or take 5 minutes either way. And I'm happy to stay on for a few moments to answer any questions that might not have been addressed while we're here. And as Madeline mentioned, the session is being recorded, so you'll have access to go back to it. So you've invested in yourself and in a program that MAPS offers. And frankly, I'm excited to work with you in an area that is a passion of mine, powerful language. Now, have you ever wondered what people are really thinking? Like, I mean, I don't mean in a judgmental way, not like, what were you thinking? I mean, really wonder what thoughts are going through their head. Maybe you're on a listing appointment and you just gave a top-notch presentation. I mean, you nailed it. And the potential clients are across the table from you, poker faced. And you're wondering, what are they thinking right now? And, you know, the seconds are ticking away and it feels like an eternity. Or am I the only one who might have read a book and loved it only to go see the movie and be disappointed? You see, that's what we're going to discuss right here, right now, today. It's because your internal representation of the character, the locations, etc., didn't align with that movie maker's version, their internal representation, right? It was they were given the same data. We were given the same data, but they interpreted it different. So let's do a quick experiment here. Just take a moment. If you're in a place where, you know, you're not driving or you can close your eyes or anything and you really want to concentrate, I'm going to ask you to do a little thinking, and that's as much heavy lifting as we're going to have to do today. So if you can, go ahead and close your eyes and take a moment and in your mind, picture the color green. Now picture a green shirt. Now picture a green short-sleeved shirt. Now picture a green short-sleeved shirt made of cotton. Now picture a green short-sleeved polo style cotton shirt. Now picture a mint green short-sleeved polo style cotton shirt. Here's my question. What color is the little polo guy? You all have an internal representation right now, right? So go ahead and open your eyes. You all pictured a shirt. How many times did your internal representation change based on what I said? It was most likely 6, 7, maybe even 8, depending on the color that you made the little polo man, right? How many times did your personal shift? Each of us went from whatever a green meant to us, you pictured a green color, to individually picturing some sort of upper body garment to in some shade of green. For some, it was the long sleeve sweater. For others, it was a t-shirt. Some greens were light, dark, army, yellow greens, blue greens, whatever it was for you was exactly right for you. Now, I think you're understanding how words can lead someone in a specific direction, right? Just like I did with you. I helped craft your internal representation, the more specific I became. These internal representations hold immense power as they actually influence emotions, physiology, and behavior. So, internal representations, what are they? Internal representations are mental images and thoughts we form in response to information or experiences. And they're important because they create emotion in people. As you use your language, you create an internal representation in your listener's mind, just like I did for you a moment ago. Important things to remember with internal representations are this. An internal representation creates a state, which is basically another word for how someone feels. Then that feeling triggers a physiological reflex or way the body responds, which is called a response, right? We get a feeling which triggers a response. And because of that, a behavior is created. A behavior is created within someone. So someone's internal representation is what they are thinking. It literally helps us understand how they are seeing, hearing, feeling, experiencing the world, which I'm sure we could all agree might be different from the way we're doing it. So mastering language techniques like those taught in Language of Sales, well, we can start to influence others' behavior in a positive manner and help move them closer to their goals, right? We can help our sellers and buyers to make decisions that are in alignment with their real estate goals. And the more you as an agent impact them and have a positive presence in their world, the more empowered they're going to feel. And when they're empowered in your presence, they're going to anchor that state of empowerment to you. And that's the way you get more business. So when people are anchoring strong feelings of positivity to you, what type of ripple effect could that actually have on your business? Just think about that. Because people, last time I checked, people like, trust, and refer people who make them feel good. They're not going to refer the agent who they thought was a jerk, right? They're going to refer the agent who gave them a great experience. They refer those people. So give me a yes in the chat box if you agree. Awesome. Of course you do. Of course you do. So you may be thinking, great, Kara. So Kara's just shown us that even though we're all in the same place, envisioning the same thing, it's likely that we're not on the same page. So how do we get on the same page, lady? Well, here's how. You dig in and you ask powerful questions. Yep. It's that simple. Powerful questions. Powerful questions give us insight because they get the other person in the conversation speaking and answering questions that they actually make them have to think, and which means they don't give a conditioned habitual response or just a quick answer to it. To understand that better, let's first look at what isn't a powerful question. Okay, here's what's not a powerful question: any word that starts with the word why. So if you're taking notes, write down the word WHY, circle it, draw that line through it. Any question that starts with the word why. And here's the reason. For the most part, we've all been programmed that the answer to a why question is because. Now, is that moving anything forward? Shake your head like this. It's not moving anyone forward. And here's the other thing. When we ask a why question, the listener will most likely become defensive internally. They will most likely become defensive internally. So let me do a quick example here. I can see Angela on the screen, Angela P. Hi, how are you? So Angela, if I ask you, hey, Angela, why did you wear that shirt today? Give me a, go ahead. Because you felt like it, right? You felt like you just felt like you had to defend the answer, right? Yeah. So, and yet what if I said, Angela, I love that shirt on you. You know, what caused you to pick that shirt today? Because it really looks good on you. Totally different type of conversation. Why questions? They make us justify our behavior. And thanks, Angela, by the way, for playing along. I appreciate it. Think about the little child who doesn't like the answer that they've been given. I got a 4-year-old granddaughter. Let me tell you, why is a very popular question right now. Very popular. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. But why? They keep asking over and over again. And even though you give an answer, it's why? And since we've been a child, we're conditioned that it's just not powerful, right? Why questions actually make us start thinking backwards. They don't move us forward. So they're actually really great questions if you want to start a fight or getting a little rub with someone. They're really weak though when you're looking to gain insight into someone's thinking. They really aren't going to move you in the direction that you or the client want to go. So for these reasons, let's all agree and recognize that a why question isn't going to allow us a further peek into someone's internal representation. It's going to shut the listener down, or even worse, it's going to cause the listener to get defensive. And now it's like you're in a hole and you got to dig yourself out of it. And you've lost their trust. And we know that trust is imperative to a successful relationship. So let's take a peek at what are powerful questions. And you may want to write these things down. Number one, they're open-ended. Which basically means they can't be answered with a yes or a no, because yes or a no are habitual answers. Number two is they're thought-provoking. They make the listener have to think before they respond. The third thing is they're clarity seeking. We're asking a powerful question to get a deeper peek into their internal representation. So we want to get some clarity. And the fourth thing is they're usually solution oriented. If we're really going to make powerful questions, they're going to be solution oriented. Powerful questions actually cause the listener to search for answers and choices in their brain. They give us insight into someone's internal representation. They can't just answer it with a yes or a no. So powerful questions begin with words like this: who, what, when, where, how, tell me, say more. Who, what, when, where, how, tell me more, say more. Those are great ways to start powerful question sentences. And I'll give you a minute because I see a lot of you writing that down. Who, what, when, where, how, tell me more, say more. So remember this: Powerful questions are open-ended because we want the listener to have to think and give us a more thought out, thorough answer, not just a yes or no, which is limiting because it would cause us to focus on our interpretation instead of the client's. My internal representation isn't going to do you any good on a listing appointment. So let's look at some examples. How does that fit into your plans? What is the outcome you're looking to achieve? When would it make sense for us to have a conversation? And our last example of this, well, where will that take you? So how, what, when, where? So it's going to be your turn. I'm going to give you a few scenarios, and please use the chat box to share a powerful question. And I'm going to put the list back up on the screen so you can see the words. And remember to start the question with one of these words that's on there. And just go ahead and type a sentence into the chat box. So we've got a seller. Ooh, this might be happening these days, right? We've got a seller who'd like to list their house at a higher price than we think it should be listed at. So go ahead, take a moment. Everyone's here to learn, and type a powerful question in. That would be, the seller says, no, I really want to list it at X price. And you know that's not the right price. What would be the question you'd ask them next? And I'm going to wait for some of them to populate. You guys are so smart. What do you see that's telling you that that is the right price? Tell me more about that. Tell me more about the price you're seeking. What is it about listing at that price that's important to you? How important to you? How important is it to you to move quickly for your family's goals? How did you come to that value? Oh, wait, we've got one. We've got the no. I'm going to skip it. Why do you think that's the best price? Let's rephrase that. So Miriam, instead of why do you think that's the best price, we might say, what about that it makes you believe it's the best price? And Marzia? I love it. Tell me more about that price. What is important about the price to you? Tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. All my tell me mores. Get in the habit of, tell me more about that price and what's important. Say more about that. If we were to list at that price, how would that actually help you? How did you come to that price? Great job, everyone. Great job. So let's do one more, because if we're going to talk about a seller, we need to talk about what on the other side, right? A buyer. So we have a buyer who wants to wait for interest rates to come down. So the buyer says to you, I really want to buy a house, but man, the Fed just raised rates again yesterday. I'm just going to wait until they come down. Go ahead, use the box. So again, the buyer tells you, I'm just going to wait until interest rates come down. We've got a couple of them in here, and I don't want to talk because sometimes it messes up everybody's typing while they're typing. So we'll start out. How does waiting help you meet your real estate goal? That's fantastic. It's a great clarifying question. When do you expect the interest rates to come down? Ooh, I like that, because that really gets them to think, because they don't have that knowledge. None of us do, unless they've got their crystal ball. I don't know about you. Mine's been broken in the shop for about the 20 years that I've been in real estate. Just doesn't work. So how long do you think you would wait? Great question, because it gets them to start to think and talk, and then you follow it up with more powerful questions, right? When do you think the rates will come down? How will you feel if the home values are 10% higher this time next year, right? You could also add in there, and what if rates continue to go up? Tell me more about what interest rate you are wanting and how will that help you? How does the rate increase or decrease affect your decision? How would waiting change the outcome? What's more important to you and your family? You guys got this. And the reason I read them is so that you can hear them, because you know that when we see things and hear things, we lock it in on a neurological level even stronger. So great job. So always remember this. Our goal is to meet people where they are and take them where they want to go. Powerful questions allow us to do that. And when you get in the habit of asking powerful questions, whether it's through your participation in the MAPS Language of Sales program or just from taking this little promo webinar, you're going to win more business. Simply put, asking powerful questions gives us a peek, remember, into that person's internal representation. And that helps us understand how someone else is seeing the world. And when we have the answers to those questions, we can help them. We can support them. We can be the resource that they're looking for. So speaking of wondering what someone is thinking, I guess I'm almost guessing right now that all of you are thinking, well, this is good information. And if I just start asking powerful questions, my business will grow. Well, you might be right. However, how, however, most people believe that most people will have to, I want to phrase it the right way. Most people believe that they make a conscious choice to use a technique that's all it takes. However, commitment wanes over time, right? Has there ever been a time where you've decided, oh, I'm going to get healthy, and then you start to go to the gym, but then like 2-3 weeks later, like bed feels so much more comfortable? Katrina, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't calling you out personally. But I gotcha, right? Well, that's the thing. The commitment wanes. It's not because you don't want to, it's because your habitual habits, in that case, going to the gym, your habitual habits of staying in bed for years, you've been telling yourself, oh, it's just easier to stay in bed. So that's your habit. Your habitual thinking with your language also starts to take over. You realize the words you use are just habitual. They take over, and that habitual vocabulary that you've used for however many years you've been on this planet and you've been practicing linguistics, actually talking, well, that's going to overpower your interest in doing something differently. So how many of you are starting to feel a shift in the market right now? If you are, well, and I can only see 3 of you, and all 3 of your hands went up, so I'm going to say that's everyone. And Miriam's typing in the box, I am. It is. I mean, I coach people across the country. I coach coaches who coach people across the country. It's happening. This is not the market of 6 months ago, of a year ago, of 2 years ago. How about a shift in the way that we have to conduct business? Right? We're doing things differently. There may never be another time in your career when your level of skills may be the determining factor in controlling your own destiny. Think about that. If you're an agent that's only been in the business 3 years or less, you haven't had to have price reduction conversations. And even experienced agents, I was on with one today, and one of my one-on-one clients, she's like, I had to have a price reduction last night. And she goes, but I know it wasn't enough. And I said, let's role play that. Let's do that. Let's add some powerful language in there, right? There may never be another time in your career when your level of skill may be the single determining factor in controlling your destiny. And what I mean by that is, you've got to know your number of appointments, because we know that it's going down because of economic factors that we're currently experiencing. Gary Keller's been saying, if you're going to go to Mega Camp next month, you're gonna hear it there. I was on the mastermind with OPs and TLs yesterday. Mark King was talking about it yesterday. The economy is not going to get better anytime soon. Every appointment is now more important than ever, isn't it? Absolutely. I mean, you might be faced with people that are saying, well, I want to move and I want to upsize, but man, I've only got a 3% more interest rate here. So I don't want to sell this house. I'm gonna see if I can keep it, but help me buy something new. And it's like, well, if everybody does it, then there's nothing to buy. Right. So it's your skills. It's can you have those powerful conversations? Instinctively, you're already beginning to understand the need to take advantage of the opportunity to increase your sales through your mastery of language. And if you want to begin to master your language skills, because you definitely recognize that how you communicate, it's going to be a key component in not only surviving the newer market and the shifts in the market, it's actually going to be a key component in thriving in it, then you need to consider enrolling now and join me for the next MAPS Language of Sales course. Here's a little information on it. Sheila's going to put it in the box for anybody who's interested. I'm going to invite you to join me. We've done something a little different this time. It's 6 sessions because what we found out is after about 6 sessions, people stop coming. So we've pared it down to 6 sessions. They're going to be great 1-hour sessions every week. They begin August 24th. They're Thursdays at this same time. So I already know that it's convenient for you. They're 1-hour live sessions and they're recorded. Here's the amazing thing. You have the recordings for 60 days after the course ends. You could literally take the class twice in that time frame, and the replay is going to be available. You can play it over and over and over again. So even if you miss one live, it's going to be there. We have a private Facebook group where let's face it, we network and we work on our skills. We find practice partners. We verbally do things. We verbally practice as well as just writing things, because this is great. You guys can write all the sentences you want. Unless you actually start using them, though, guess what? Probably not going to become a new habit for you, right? We share referrals. So the investment in yourself is $150 a month for 2 months. However, when you use the promo code LOS20 and you've got to register by Monday, close of business on Monday the 31st, it's actually 20% off. And that's the biggest discount there's going to be. After that, I believe it's dropping to a 10% discount, and that's only for 10 days. So you'll be able to watch the replay of this. I encourage you to join us. And here's why. Invest $150 a month in yourself, $300 a month in yourself, because here's what I know. We always get testimonials about business in our MAPS Fast Track. One of the most touching testimonials I ever got was from a gentleman who, just using one of the techniques that we taught in our second class, was able to communicate with an autistic son in a way and connect with his son in ways that he hadn't before. Language of sales is not just about sales. It's how you communicate in life. And who couldn't use a little better communication in life and their relationships, right? So I trust that you'll take what we've done today, you'll put it into practice. And, in a couple days, when you stop asking those powerful questions and you go, oh, Kara said this was going to happen, remember mapslanguageofsales.com, enroll. Thank you for being here with me today. And like agents who have previously taken the language of sales, I look forward to hearing your stories of success. I'm going to hang around for a few minutes and answer any questions that you might have. It's been a privilege to be here with you today. So if you have any questions, you can just bring yourself off of mute, or you can type it in the chat box. And actually, I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see anybody who might have some questions. Y'all are waiting for the other person to ask the questions. Thanks, Angela P. I'll see you the 24th. Anybody else have any more questions? Well, it is the bottom of the hour. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to pay for the class. Can you just give me what the coupon code was?
It's LOS, like language of sales, 20, all one word, LOS 20.
Awesome. Thank you.
Did it work?
It says
Yes.
coupon valid.
Woohoo! Yay. Thanks so much, Eve. Look forward to seeing you. We do have another free webinar a week from today. You can register for it on the MAP site. Watch for the information. If you need absolutely anything, feel free to reach out to maps@kw.com or fasttrack@kw.com. We'll be happy to answer those questions. Take care, and I look forward to seeing a lot of you next week and in the class. Bye-bye, everyone.